Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Natural Hair and True Crime. I know y'all like that. Nah, but for real, what is going on, you guys? If you guys are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jataia, and here on my channel, I do natural hair content, I do wig reviews, and I also discuss true crime cases while doing my natural hair. So if you are interested in any of those that I just listed, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way you can continue to be updated when I am posting a new video. So y'all, in today's video, I will be discussing the case of Jerrod Murray and the murder of Genero Sanchez. Now, some of y'all, more than likely, probably a lot of y'all have already seen this case and have seen the famous interrogation video that's on YouTube. I was actually like reading up on this case. Well, I'm sorry, I actually watched the interrogation first, and then I did my research and I read up and I was just like, yeah, this is insane. I need to go discuss this on my channel. So yeah, that's what we're going to be discussing today. But yeah, as y'all can see, your girl, y'all see this? Y'all, when I tell y'all I am in the Christmas spirit, y'all, I swear to God, I've been singing Christmas carols since freaking October 1st, okay? Y'all, I copped this on Amazon. I was just like, it is so pretty. But yeah, so I am going to quit rambling because I really ain't got nothing else to say. And I'm gonna go ahead and get right into this video. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started, but y'all not gonna talk about what is going on here. As you can see, your girl been struggling, okay? I've been lazy. I ain't been moisturizing my hair, and as you can see, it looks like I haven't moisturized my hair in about a good 3 weeks. But I promise y'all, I've been at least spraying it down with water, but y'all, my hair soaks up water like it lives in a damn desert and it needs water every damn second. So yeah, I'm over here just shrunk city, dirty, everything else. I don't know if y'all can see, I got flakes flying down, just oof. So what I'm gonna be doing is putting a pre-poo in my hair before I actually go ahead and wash it. And the product that I'm using is the Do One Love Co-Wash Detangle, Cleanse, Condition in one step. And so this is what it looks like. This is my first time trying this out, so I'm kind of excited because y'all, when I tell you this smells so good, it smells like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a I don't know, it's like some type of candy, like a now and later or something like that, but it smells just like candy, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Apparently you can use this more than just a co-wash. You could actually use it as a deep conditioner, co-wash, or pre-poo, whatever you want to use it. Today I'm going to be using it as a pre-poo before I go ahead and wash my hair, because yeah, I need some type of detangling before I just hop in the shower. Y'all know it's real when I'm coming out here looking like who done and what for. Look like, y'all, I'm looking like somebody and it ain't good. If you know what I'm saying. My dang, I don't know if y'all can see it from here, but y'all, I'm splitting my hair and my damn scalp is ashy. It looks ashy as hell. I don't know what the hell going on. But yeah, so I'm gonna be using this. We're finna go ahead and get right into this case. All right, you guys, so today's true crime case takes place in the location of Asher, Oklahoma in 2012. And this is Jerrod Murray. And we're going to go ahead and get into a little bit of background on Murray. Murray was born July 20th of 1994. And I don't know if he was born in Asher, but I do want to say I think it was Oklahoma. So Jerrod grew up in the town of Asher, Oklahoma. And y'all, not much is really said a lot about his background. And nothing really stated, you know, that kind of like possibly led up to him having like some mental issue. So at the age of 5, Jerrod did attempt suicide and he tried to hang himself. But fortunately, it was unsuccessful, and he was actually found by his brother laying unconscious in his room. Now, going forward a little bit into his school days. So as Jerrod got a little bit older, he was seen as I guess a chubby child. He ended up was being bullied for it for I want to say the early years of him being in elementary, but fortunately that bullying came to a stop when in the 5th grade he confronted his bullies and actually beat them up. And after that, didn't have to worry about being bullied anymore. So yeah. So going forward throughout his childhood, Jerrod was said to be just an awkward child. He was socially awkward. He didn't, I want to say, just didn't really just get along with people that much. And actually, I want to say as he got older and was going through junior high and high school, Jerrod liked to wear suits to school. And like, you know, like the suit and tie, like legit suits. And the reason for this, Jerrod said that he liked the way that suits weighed and the weight of it and how it felt on him. So yeah, that's all he actually wore to school. And like I say, and this is probably from him beating up his bullies in 5th grade. He wasn't ever bullied, even though he was kind of like socially awkward and stuff. I mean, he wasn't bullied, and you know, people just kind of like accepted. I mean, hey, that was Jerrod. He liked to wear suits and he didn't talk much. Now, Jerry was also very intelligent. In fact, it was actually stated that he was one of the most smartest children probably in his grade and maybe even the whole school, honestly. I mean, the boy is, just from hearing him, is intelligent, and I mean, he's smart as hell. But yeah, so now even though he was very intelligent, Jerrod lacked the motivation to do any of his schoolwork and actually ended up flunking out of high school. Now, like I say, he was very smart, but his teacher said that, I mean, he didn't want to do his work and he just ended up flunking out. Now, the reason for this is because Jerrod claimed that, I mean, he didn't see the point of doing his work. He didn't see the point of school. Which, I can't say I disagree with him there, honestly. So Jerrod ended up flunking out. So he ended up getting his GED and soon enrolled in East Central University in Ada. I want to say it's Ada, Oklahoma. So while at college, Jerrod had a group of guys that he would hang out with. And, you know, like just to chill out and play video games. Now, within this group was a guy by the name of Genero Sanchez. So I'm going to go ahead and get into a little bit of background on Genero. So Genero was born August 7th of 1994, and he was born in McAlester, Oklahoma. Now, as Genero was growing up, he kind of faced some of the same problems that Jerrod faced when he was in grade school, such as being bullied for being overweight. The only difference is Genero didn't beat up his bullies. So he was still kind of being bullied probably throughout his high school for just being overweight. So this caused Genero to develop some self-esteem issues due to being bullied and him being kind of overweight. But even with all of that going on, Genero was still said to be very kind-hearted, outgoing, very sweet, and just like very helpful. And just like Jerrod, he was also very intelligent and very smart. And fasting forward, actually, Genero ended up graduating from his hometown high school in 2012 from Stewart High School. Now, following him graduating from high school, he ended up enrolling and attending Eastern Central University in Oklahoma. Now, it was said that Genero had many scholarships, and one of them being from East Central University, so that was definitely another reason why he went. But yeah, so Genero and Jerrod are both at this college together, and like I said, they were hanging within the same friend group, I guess you can say. They weren't friends, but I mean, like, they were just acquaintances who like met up after, you know, classes, I'm assuming, and just play video games. Now, going back to Jerrod, 3 weeks prior to the murder of Genero, Jerrod began to have these suicidal thoughts that actually quickly ended up, I don't honestly know. I mean, he claimed he had suicidal thoughts, but after having those suicidal thoughts, he began to have thoughts about killing someone. Now, there was no specific motive in particular that, you know, made him think of this. It just, according to Jerrod, popped up in his head that he wanted to kill someone. So that is when he finally made the decision that he was going to murder someone. When he didn't know who in particular at the time, but definitely he knew that he wanted to kill someone. So fasting forward about 2 weeks, on a Tuesday, Jerrod finally decided who his victim was going to be. So Jerrod decided that he was going to kill Genero. And yeah, and actually on that day, he went to Genero's dorm room to see if he was in there. Fortunately, Genero was not in his dorm room, so Jerrod kind of gave up and went back to his dorm room and just left it alone for that night. Now, according to Jerrod, he does not remember trying the next day to lure. Anyway, so to lure Genero out of his dorm and so that he can go ahead and kill him. But actually on December 6th of 2012, so Jerrod finally gets his chance to get Genero out of his dorm room. So let's go ahead and just talk about what happened on December 6th of 2012. And I want to say this was definitely around like the evening time what went down. So Jerrod goes to Genero's dorm room and asks him if he could take him to Walmart in exchange for $20. So Genero agrees and they go to his pickup truck. So they get in the pickup truck. Genero drives Jerrod to Walmart. And as soon as they pull up into the parking lot, Jerrod pulls out a .40 caliber and tells Genero to drive to Asher. Now, obviously, at the sight of this gun, Genero begins to panic and freak the hell out, as he should, and begins to beg for his life. As he's panicking, Jerrod, yeah, I know I'm looking crazy as hell, and in an attempt to calm Genero down, Jerrod basically is like, calm down, and he empties the gun and takes out the chamber and then empties the bullet that's in the gun. And then he hands it to Genero. And right after, pulled out another clip and put it on his lap. So, yeah. So he's basically like calming him down, like, you know, just reassuring him that he's not going to kill him so he can drive him to Asher. As they're driving from Ada, which I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned it, like they're in the town Ada, which is where the university is at. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, so they're driving from Ada to Asher. Now during this drive, they end up like just having like casual conversation. And meantime, in between time, Jerrod's still attempting to keep Genero calm. But I mean, I'm just like, how the hell how am I going to be able to be calm? And you literally have a freaking, like, you don't have a gun to my head right now, but I mean, you have a gun threatening me and like, come on now. All right, y'all, now make sure to brace yourself for this. So literally in the midst of while Genero was driving, Jerrod quickly loads the gun and shoots at Genero, missing him. So yeah, he shoots and he misses the first time, and then he fires another shot, hitting Genero in the side of the head. Now, once he hits Genero in the side of the head, of course, now Genero is still driving, by the way, but I mean, he's driving at like 15 miles per hour, according to Jerrod. So the truck begins to veer off the road, and Jerrod ends up jumping out of the vehicle. So as he jumps out, he goes over to the other side and tries to pull Genero out the vehicle, but he was not able to until the truck ended up crashing into a tree and coming to a complete stop. So after that, he pulls Genero's body out of the vehicle. He lays him, you know, on the ground and then basically searched to see if he's still breathing. Now, apparently, according to Jerrod, he heard, I guess, gargling noises coming from Genero as if he was still alive. And he ended up shooting him again in the head. So after he confirmed, yeah, I swear this is freaking crazy talking about this. But yeah, so after he confirmed that he was dead, he then pushed his body into a ditch, covered him with leaves and dirt and a single stick. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So after he covers his body, Jerrod goes back up to the truck and attempts to basically drive off, but he was not able to because, I mean, I'm assuming stuck, I mean, and probably like totaled at that point. Couldn't, like, it was nothing he could really do. So as he's attempting to flee in Genero's truck, the headlights just so happened to be, like, I guess pointed towards the area where he just placed his body. And it was said that he was still able to see, like, a little bit, I guess, of his clothing from where the truck was pointing the headlights. So he then gets out of the truck, goes back to his body to try to cover it up some more, I guess. And then, yeah. So by that time, I guess he gets back to the truck and doing whatever. I don't know whatever the hell he's doing. So apparently a guy comes along and he asks, what happened. Apparently this road that Jerrod killed him on and decided to kill him on, I guess, to flee. Apparently nobody really went down that road, so that was the reason for him picking it. Fortunately, on that night, a guy who probably lived on that road, I'm assuming, even though it was probably not that many traffic going that way, he ends up going down and he sees Jerrod. So he goes to Jerrod and he asks, like, basically asks what happened and what's going on. And Jerrod gives him the story that, I dozed off at the wheel and I lost control. So he basically asks this guy for a ride to Asher or whatever. Or, I'm sorry, like, I think they were on their way to Asher, but not quite there yet. So, yeah, they hadn't made it to Asher. So he asked this guy, can he take him to Asher? So the dude ends up taking him to Asher, to his grandmother's house. Now, when he goes to his grandmother's house, he ends up making a phone call to his roommate from college. And he also knew this dude from going to school with him. And apparently, I guess they were, kind of like, okay, friends or whatever. So he calls up his dorm mate and asks if he could, like, help him drive him back to help him see if he could pull out Genero's truck from the ditch, or, from the ditch area, I guess, in the tree. So his dorm mate's like, yeah, hold on, let me call my dad and see if he'll be able to pull you out. So the guy tries to call his dad. By this time, it's probably like late at night. So of course his parents are asleep, so they don't answer. So Jerrod gets off the phone with his roommates, and for some reason, I don't know what possessed him to do this. Apparently he just knew that, he had it there. So he ends up actually walking to the dorm mate's house. Why do I keep saying dorm mate, y'all? Roommate. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So he ends up walking to the roommate's house, which was, like, according to him, about like eight or 9 blocks from where he stays and his grandmother stays. So he walks to the house and he steals some WD-40 from his house. And now, yeah, he steals this can of WD-40, and his reasoning for stealing the can was because apparently WD-40 is good for getting rid of fingerprints and stuff. So his plan was to use it to wipe down the truck. Now, I want to say, and I might be wrong on this part, because, watching the interrogation, I couldn't quite remember if he was saying, like, that he had somebody drive him to, like, this abandoned house. And I'm assuming from there he walked, or attempted to walk, I guess, back to, or either he was walking away from. I want to say I think he was walking away. Like, his plan was he was trying to, like, flee to Canada, apparently, or, like, north. So he ends up, as he's walking off, he spots this car, and I guess he was attempting to hitchhike. So he flags down this vehicle. I don't know, it had to be fate or something, but the vehicle that he flagged down was the cops, who were responding to a call that came in at 2:30 saying that a body was discovered in the ditch and it had a gunshot wound to the head. So, yeah. So the cop actually goes out and, like I say, he's on his way to the crime scene and just so happens to see Jerrod flagging him down. So yeah, as he approaches Jerrod, trying to see why he's flagging him down, Jerrod just immediately admits to the murder and just tells the cop, I'm the guy you're looking for. And yeah. All right, so now that we have gotten through what happened, let's go ahead and get into this interrogation. So, some of you have, like I said, some of you may have heard of this case, and definitely if you have, you've already more than likely have seen the interrogation clip of Jerrod Murray in his confession to the murder. Whew. Let's just get right into it. So, I mean, like I just said, as soon as he was caught, he confessed and told the cop, you know, I'm the guy you're looking for. He's sitting in the interrogation room, and I'm gonna just say this has got to be probably one of the, definitely the top 10 most quickest confessions to murder. If there is a list out there, I would say this is definitely in the top 10. He's just blunt and explains literally, I mean, what happened, what went down. Now, when you watch this clip, you can obviously tell that something ain't right up in here just by how he's talking. Now, mind you, he's talking like he's very intelligent. You can definitely tell that he's very smart. However, you can also tell that this motherfucker is insane. Like, yeah, it's that, you know how a person is very just so smart that they just crazy. Like, I mean, it's so, like, they're just, it's scary. They're so intelligent to the point where, I mean, they're dangerous. That's him. Like, just saying that. So yeah, he confesses to the murder, or basically what I just said. So the sheriff, I mean, he's talking to him, and he's just straight answering them, yes sir, yes sir, like literally everything, yes sir, or no sir. You know, he's talking like, I mean, he has sense, you know. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to link down the interrogation. But yeah, so he's explaining, you know, what went down. So apparently, according to Jerrod, he made the decision 3 days prior that he was going to murder somebody, and this particular person was going to be Genero. And like I said before, he had planned this technically 3 weeks ago, but he just made the decision specifically to kill Genero 3 days prior. So then he explains how he made his first attempt on a Tuesday to kill him, but he wasn't in his room, and how he basically waited until the perfect opportunity to ask him in his room. So yeah. So he explains all of that, and y'all, like, when I tell you, when you watch the interrogation, y'all probably won't be able to like watch it long, because just how he responds and how he's answering these questions, I mean, it's kind of sickening, and I don't know, it's very bothersome. Like, gave me anxiety. Like, I just couldn't watch it. Just, I mean, I watched as much as I could to make sure I get the information for you guys so I could tell the story, but just watching the whole thing, I'm like, shoot. Okay, I don't know how the damn interrogator dude did it. I mean, shit, kudos to him, because Jesus. But anyway, but yeah, so he's answering. Like I say, you can tell he's absolutely intelligent without a doubt. And he's just like, you know, yes, sir, you know, and just literally laying it out. From what I said, this is the easiest confession. He laid it out from, like I say, his plan to kill him 3 weeks, or plan to kill someone 3 weeks, to his decision who he's going to kill, to the basically to the reason, which I'll go to that in a sec. So I mean, what he did, how he did it, and just all of that. But yeah, so he explains that. So eventually the cop goes into, you know, okay, so what was the reasoning? And y'all, he couldn't even give this man a legit reason. His reasoning is because it popped up in his head. He had thought 3 weeks ago that he wanted to kill somebody, just to, you know, see how it felt to kill someone, apparently. And yeah, it didn't just went from there, boom. He actually ended up saying that, I don't know why I'm trying to part this down the middle like it freaking matters. But yeah, so he said that he stole the gun that he used to kill Genero from, I guess, another one of his friend's house. And the sheriff asks, you know, how were you able to steal it from their house? And he explains, oh, so I went to the house, I guess, while the dude was gone, and told his mother that he was just returning a video game. Now, y'all, this is the part I didn't understand because he was able to, I guess, because they said the gun was in the parents' room or the mom's room or dad's room in like this box or whatever. Like, okay, so did she just doing something? Was she busy? And she was just, oh yeah, sure, go ahead, and just didn't watch him. Or better yet, like, I'm just trying to think where this gun was in the house to where he knew exactly where it was and knew to grab it in both clips. Or better yet, like, wow, how does he know it's in the parents' room? Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, so he stole this gun and that's the weapon he used. I mean, y'all, like I say, he's just laying it out there. Like his plan and where he got it and how he's gonna do it. I mean, he just laying it out there. But yeah, so he explained that after killing them, he planned to flee to Canada. He explained that part. During him asking them the questions, the sheriff asked, okay, so why did you decide to specifically kill Genero? And y'all, I mean, he says, well, he knew that Genero didn't have a lot of friends and he wouldn't be missed as much and wouldn't be noticed to have gone missing. And yeah, so that's why he chose him, because he feel like, you know, nobody would miss him. And y'all, that kind of like, I don't know, that it was just absolutely like heartbreaking just thinking about his, you know, his parents. Cause I'm just like, you deem, who are you to think, oh, his life wasn't that important? You know, that's just, yeah. So anyway, yeah, so the interrogation goes on. This whole time, he's just like, yes, sir. He's answering. He's like, yes, sir. No, sir. You know, I did this, sir. Blah, 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 sir. Sir, 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 sir. Yeah. I like, some people actually call this dude the yes, sir killer, but I can see why. But yeah, so he's answering any question, every question he's answering. Majority right off the bat, like that. Finally, the sheriff's like, all right, so you've answered, you was honest. I mean, you told me basically everything that you could tell me about what happened in the murder. So he asked him and he's just like, you know, did it just to do it. He then asked him, okay, so what do you think you should be sentenced with? And Jerrod's response is death sentence, sir. And yeah. And so the sheriff's like, why do you think you should get the death sentence? And he's just like, an eye for an eye, sir. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. If I'm in the damn interrogation room, I'd just be like, the way he's just answering just so quickly and just so effortlessly. Y'all, it's crazy. You just gotta watch the interrogation. Because, I mean, that explains it all. Like, shoot, if you were able to stomach it. Because, honestly, it is kind of like sickening. Now, getting into the trial, Jerrod was actually ruled not guilty for reasons of insanity. He ended up going to a mental institution instead of being in prison. And currently that is where he is now. He's at a mental institution in Oklahoma. So Jerrod actually ended up going through like multiple psychiatrists, basically like see, and basically just to see if he was like, you know, crazy, or yeah, I guess, you know, to see if he was faking or not. They said like, I think 1 out of 6 found him not, you know, not dangerous to society, but that's still 1 out of 6. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and like discuss the signs. Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest, just from me explaining it, watching the interrogation, and honestly like just the information online, it's very difficult to see, and this is kind of like the scary part, it's very difficult to see like where he just lost his marbles at, honestly. I mean, besides the incident where, you know, he attempted suicide at the age of 5, but nothing really in between time, I guess, in him beating up his bullies in 5th grade. I mean, nothing in between that time stated that, you know, he would be this psychotic enough to the point where it leads to this in the murder of Genero. Like, there's nothing really pointed to that. And there was actually one other incident that might have showed signs of it and probably may have stemmed a little bit from that. But like I said just before, I mean, besides him, you know, any other kid, you know, in every school you have that child when that's just a little bit socially awkward, you know. I mean, it's normal, but that doesn't mean that they're like just freaking, you know, murderers, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of hard. It's very hard when you can't see that coming. Now, I will say this. I found it a little bit weird. Well, not even weird, because I mean, you know, just when it says that he liked to wear suits every day because he liked the weight of them. I mean, now before I, you know, knew his reason of why he wore suits, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say that is weird. I mean, just that, I mean, the motherfucker like to look spiffy every day, you know, just like until he said that, you know, he liked the weight of how a suit feels. Okay, yeah, now we like, okay, because you know that might have just shown signs of, I'm not gonna say OCD, but you know, like people like certain things a certain way all the time and no change. So, you know, and he just liked the weight. I feel like that is a part of a little bit of OCD. Hell, I don't know. But yeah, just, yeah. Besides those incidents, like there's only literally one incident that could have deemed him impossibly like seen, where this could have led. But even then, I mean, it's normal. So an incident happened on October 3rd of 2012 when, like I said before, that, you know, Genero and Jerrod, they had a group of guys that they hung with and like played video games with, apparently. A guy by the name of Wyatt Freeman, who was actually a mutual friend between these two, or basically how they came to know each other. So apparently an incident went down where they were playing video games in the room and they got on. Now, according to Jerrod, there was a conversation where they were just talking about like fighting and like martial arts, apparently, or whatever. And a statement was made where it basically challenged Jerrod and seeming that he would not be able to like pass out unconscious that quick from a chokehold, apparently. And Jerrod was like, no, you're not going to be able to make me pass out from a chokehold, especially not quick. So Wyatt asked him, you know, you want to see and find out? You want to, you know, take that on? And Jerrod was like, yeah, bet. So I know I'm not going to pass out. But anyway, so long story short, Wyatt, he choked his ass and he passed the hell out. Upon him waking up from passed out, I guess, you know, they started, you know, the guys in the room started laughing at him and stuff. And whew, and it just basically escalated. And apparently Jerrod ends up punching Wyatt in the head, and Wyatt was just like telling him get the hell out of his room, and he spit on him. Sorry, yeah, but that definitely would have caused a fight. But yeah, so he spit on him and he left, and then it kind of just like continued out of the room, and it just started escalating more to a point where the campus police was called to break it up. And basically everybody was siding with Wyatt and saying like that Jerrod was acting crazy and basically like trying to beat the hell out of this boy. So after that, it, you know, people just started to see Jerrod as, you know, crazy. Like, you don't need to fool with him because them motherfuckers crazy. And in fact, they even had Wyatt like scared of him. And at the time, Genero, he was in the room when that went down. They did side with Wyatt and told like, nah, like Jerrod is tripping. Like, I mean, shit, he just got the tripping out of nowhere. He got mad or whatever. And yeah. So between that, say what, him attempting suicide at 5 and then beating up his bullies, wearing the suits, which like I said, I don't want to say that's, you know, the reason, because that's not a reasoning for, you know, thinking somebody's going to be a cold-blooded murderer. But yeah, but I don't know, I must say, now that I'm thinking about it, majority of serial killers, I'm not going to say they like to dress, you know, certain way, but I know it's a few of them, you know, they be dressing for the occasions, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah. Ooh, child. Jerrod is still locked up currently, and recently, I don't know how many times he's tried to, but he has been actually tried to like request to be removed from the previous Oklahoma mental institution that he is in, and to be moved to a less stricter, or less stricter really, a less strict mental institution, I guess, where he's got a little less supervision. Anyway, so luckily the judge ain't going, which I am so glad of. But yeah, so he remains where he is. But yeah, he's been trying to actually a few times. I think with the last time it said that he testified himself. I guess that he's gonna have just, I guess, less supervision or whatever. No, keep his ass locked the fuck up where he really need to be in prison, but you know, the judge are not going. And in fact, actually, I think a few of the psychiatrists testified against the jury and stating like, nah, he needs to stay where he at. And in fact, I want to say one of the I think psychiatrists that work at the mental institution that he's at now stated that out of the 200 patients that are there, Jerrod is the most dangerous. So with them facts right there, nah, he gonna stay right where he at. They saying he's just a danger to society. I mean, and he really is. If y'all just watch the interrogation, y'all will understand what I am saying. That man, he got, like, I just don't understand how you can be so intelligent, and then it's just crazy to me. And it also just interests me at the same time, because it's just like that, you know, that much intelligence, and all you could think of is trying to see what it feels like to kill somebody. Now I'm gonna go into my thoughts, because y'all already know how I'm coming with the, you know, of how I feel on this case. I'm gonna just say this, and I don't want y'all coming for me, but this is just my opinion. If y'all don't like it, I mean, we can sometimes agree to disagree, but this is what I feel. So, I mean, like he stated before, 3 weeks prior to him, you know, murdering Genero, he stated that, you know, he actually did have suicide thoughts. Well, excuse me, let me back up. The sheriff asked him, you know, he planned this, and was this the only murder that he did, and was this the only person that, you know, he planned to kill? And he was just like, yeah, besides myself. And now, like I said, I don't know if he was just saying that to say that, or, you know, but I mean, the way he was telling the truth, I'm assuming he's being truthful. This is my thing though. Okay, so you claim you just wanted to see what it's like to kill someone. And I'm not condoning this at all. And like, I hope y'all understand when I say this. If in all honesty, if you want to know the feeling of what it feels like to kill someone, kill yourself. And I'm not saying, I'm not condoning that, and I'm not saying that he should have done that. But if we are going to make a decision between killing ourselves and then killing just an innocent person, I mean, that literally has done nothing to us or to you, you go ahead and offer yourself. There should have been no reason for you to have to involve somebody else. Yeah, okay, I'm having these suicidal thoughts, like I want to kill myself. But then I'm like, no, I really don't want to do it, but I want to kill something. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to kill someone. I'm just trying to think of like thought processes and how this could go, you know, because I just don't, like, I'm just not understanding, like, and it really breaks my freaking heart. Especially cases like this, innocent people, all cases, you know, especially with serial killers and they killing multiple people for no reason at all. I mean, usually they have some type of motive. With this one, it's different. Like, it's frightening, because I mean, It's one thing like with serial killers, they're killing, but they have, I guess you can say, a motive or a certain reason why they're killing people, because they usually have certain, you know, people or that they kill, whether it's like all men or all women, you know what I'm saying? And they killing multiple people, not condoning it, because I mean, they killing people for no reason too, but just, you just saying, I mean, an idea popped in my head to kill somebody, and I said, all right, I'm going through with it. Like, what? Why? And literally my heart does go out to the Sanchez family and his mother. My God, I cannot imagine, because I don't know if this was her only child and like her only son, but I mean, still, it doesn't matter. Somebody just taking your child away from you just because they can and they wanted to, that's just not okay. Well, now the mother, it was stated that to this day, I still don't know if that's true or not now, that she has not read not one news article or seen not one like news report about her son's death. And now this is like in 2012, like, you know, the murder was in 2012. And, you know, she just, which I can understand, she doesn't want her last memories of her son to be in that way. She wants to remember him how he was, like, you know, last conversation, everything. So I can understand that part. It still is effed up, you know. She just having to bury her child literally for no reason. That's that, I'm sorry. I can't imagine it. I cannot imagine it. I can't. But yeah, so it did state that she didn't want to at the time, you know, really say much on Jerrod, but she did say that she did believe in the death penalty. And in my opinion, that's where I am at. Now, I admit very much so that he has a problem. He has some mental issues, definitely. But honestly, and like I say, this is just my opinion. Yeah, I might have a different one. I just feel like if y'all are not, no time soon, definitely not seeing where he's going to be able to go into regular society and just be a regular human being. Y'all, people, they've stated that, he's dangerous to society. So I just don't see the point. And he said it himself that he should have the death sentence. I feel if not the death sentence, he definitely needs to be in prison. I honestly don't think he needs to be in a mental institution. Like I said, I feel like he does have problems, but at the same time, he's very intelligent and very full aware of what he did. And I think that's a no-brainer. That tops, you know, just thinking he's insane. Because yeah, you can tell he got problems, but I'm sorry. You were aware enough to know that you killed this person. You're aware enough to, you know, just be honest and go into detail and just be straightforward and say, you know, you did it because you wanted, you felt like it, you wanted to kill somebody, and you felt like, oh, he would be the perfect victim because he wouldn't be missed as much. Like, nah, no, sir, I just feel you need to be under the grave. You need to. But I know a lot of people are just like, oh, well, that needs to be the Lord's judgment. And yeah, I agree, but man, it's just some things, it's just a little bit too much. I'm just going to say that. And let me also just state that another reason, of course, why they're not allowing him to be released, and for one, like, he's on medication. And now they state when he's on his medication, he does really well and he actually does progress. But when he does not take his medication, he actually declines and it actually gets worse. He gets dangerous. It actually said that he don't think he really needs the medication. And I guess that's why sometimes he does not take them. That when he gets on it, he's good. And then he decides, I don't need it, and don't take it. And he just goes back downhill. Come on now. And this, honestly, that's the point where I don't get at times. Because it's like, okay, you don't do the death penalty, but it's just like you're going to keep him in a mental institution for the rest of his life. I'm not going to say for what, but honestly, for what? If y'all don't plan to, I guess, better him, or I don't know what's the reason why y'all keeping him in here, just for him to, I guess, not seek the death penalty because he really has problems. But I mean, I just feel like there should be different stipulations when it comes to pleading insanity and like ruling out somebody to go to the mental institution just for insanity. I just feel like he's too smart. He's too knowledgeable of what happened. It wasn't even, he blacked out and wasn't himself, and he had a split personality disorder, and you know, he told it like it was. The only thing that I've seen, you know, where okay, yeah, he has a mental disorder is just, you know, the yes sir, but in how he's, you know, I guess coming off, yeah, I just don't know. It's just, these is just one of these cases where I'm just confused, because I mean the answers is already there as far as his reasoning for it. I mean, he said it plain as day, but it's just still why. Yeah, this honestly also just makes me want to really do research and dive back into like his childhood, because I mean it doesn't explain much on his family, his parents. Well, I guess, yeah, because it said he stayed with his grandparents, but yeah, so it doesn't explain much on his parents and just why he attempted suicide at 5. Y'all, like, that is, y'all know that is crazy. 5 years old. You shouldn't, to me, you should not know what suicide is at that age. Like, that should not be happening at that age. Like, what caused you to want to do that to yourself? Yeah, it's just some things that's not adding up. Not giving an excuse to why he killed Genero, because I mean, like I say, he was full aware. That's my standpoint. He knew what he did is, and just how he was in the interrogation, and you know, like I say, he was just saying yes sir, no sir, like very respectful, almost in a scary kind of way. Like he's always been, I'm not gonna say forced to say yes sir or no sir and stuff like that, but it's just like some went on during the, you know, childhood that just don't, I feel like could answer this a lot. But of course, like I say, we're just missing the pieces, because I mean those were the only extreme things discussed, those events discussed that in his life that, you know, could have shown signs of him being insane. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out, y'all. Honestly, I'm trying to figure it out myself. Cases like this, it's just really scary because you don't know what a person is thinking. You don't know if a person, you know, if they really have mental issues, and especially if they do not get help. Was he even able to receive any type of, you know, counseling after trying to kill himself at 5 years old? I mean, you just don't know. It's just things, so many unanswered questions. Honestly, a lesson learned that somebody asks you to take them to Walmart and you don't know them like that. Sorry, coach, I can't help you. Yeah, my car broke down or something happened. I can't do it. And that was in 2012. You can imagine what's going on now. And y'all watch the news and y'all on social media enough. Like, it's really getting sad out here. I mean, I can say all day why, but nowadays you don't even need a reason to kill a person. Just doing it because, I mean, shit, it seemed like it's a damn trend, honestly. Y'all comment down y'all's thoughts on this case. Like, y'all seen it, when y'all first seen it, how did you guys react? How did it make you feel? Do you guys feel like, I mean, should stay in the institution, or do some of y'all feel like he should have had the death penalty? Definitely make sure to comment down below. I also want to say, once again, my heart goes out to his mother. I wish I could, like, just give her a hug. Like I say, just explaining, you know, and reading how Genero was and what he was planning to do his future. I mean, he was 18 years old. They were both freshmen in college. And unfortunately, his life was literally taken from him for no reason at all. And that's the really sad part, honestly. That's probably one of the worst ways, because it's innocent. Like, I mean, he did nothing to no one. Was literally trying to do a good deed and take him to Walmart. and never to see his family again. That is absolutely scary. It's absolutely heartbreaking. And my heart goes out to his mother. If y'all could honestly send a positive energy, prayers, because like I always say, it's never easy to lose a loved one, especially in a way like this. So yeah, so I'm pretty much done with my hair and pre-pooing, y'all. Like I say, I just threw this in my hair. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to actually wash this out, because I just needed something to like break down the dirt and like detangle my hair, because as y'all can see in the beginning, your girl was struggling. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I was struggling, but as you can see, hair is kind of back to normal. It's still dirty, definitely that, but I mean, it's detangled. You can kind of run your hands through it. Well, okay, yeah, no, you can run your hands through it, okay. So my first impressions on this product though, once again, it is called, I think, I think it's the Doux, because on here it's got like what it do, but it's spelled like D-O-U-X. So I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, Doux. Yeah, I like it. Well, I am going to say, I did notice as I was continuing to put it on, it does take a minute for it to like kind of like penetrate your hair. So if you are like me, like low porosity in some areas of your hair, because I do have multiple textures, you might want to warm this up depending on how you're using it. So if you're using it as a deep conditioner, or like if you just using it as a detangler, like a pre-poo, I would recommend to warm it up to help like the process, because you know, in some places it was kind of hard, and I noticed it was like kind of sitting on top of my hair. So yeah, but honestly, like I wasn't really tripping about that, especially because I was using it to detangle and put some type of moisture back in. So yeah, I would recommend this product, honestly. Now, I do want to say, if you are not a person who likes fruity or very strong scented conditioners, co-washes, etc., you might not want this, or you might not want to try it, but because it is strong, but it smells really good. It smells like some type of candy. Like it smells like fruity candy-ish. I like the scent. Sometimes I do be skeptical because it be scented like that if it's unhealthy, but I mean, shit, like I said, I'm using it as a co-wash. I'm not planning to leave it in that long. I'm actually gonna go ahead and rinse it right out. But yeah, so I like this. Actually, I'm looking forward to trying different products from this brand in the future. But yeah, so yeah, that is pretty much all for today's video, you guys. Definitely do not forget, like I said, to comment. Like, I really want to know y'all's thoughts on this case. Like this video and subscribe, because this helps the YouTube algorithm a lot for me. And so that is all. I love you guys. Please make sure to continue to stay safe. If somebody asks you to take them to Walmart, feel free to decline. Like, y'all know, if y'all get that little gut feeling, or you know, that feeling in your stomach, something ain't right, don't hesitate to be like, nah, sorry, I can't do it. That's my little lesson for the day, you know what I'm saying? For real. But yeah, so I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.